Alright, so this is, oh shit, my hair is what the fuck is my hair doing? What's up, beautiful people? My name is Jordan and welcome back to my channel. So today, I thought I had uploaded a video like this before and apparently I hadn't, and I feel so dumb. So anyways, today I'm going to be discussing all 14 of my tattoos and the meanings behind them. Of course, disclaimer, you do not have to have any meanings behind your tattoos. If you want that pineapple on you, you get that pineapple on you, and screw anybody that tells you that it's wrong. You do not have to have meanings for your tattoos, but mine have meanings. So I'm going to be telling you about each and every one in order of when I got them. I hope I can remember the order in which I got them. But anyways, let's go. The first tattoo is this. It is a angel wing in the shape of a heart, red angel wings actually specifically. It is on the top of my right foot. Okay, so let me start off by saying I never wanted tattoos. I never wanted tattoos. I always thought like the stigma or whatever, they look trashy, blah blah blah. That was probably because my mom had told me that my entire life and I just grew up with that mentality. And so I was like, I'm never getting tattoos ever, ever, ever. And so, listen, when I was 20 years old, I got really into a fan fiction and I read it pretty much nonstop, and it was an amazingly written fan fiction and I just became so enamored with it. And it featured my OTP, which was at the time Chris Allen and Adam Lambert from American Idol. And like, I know that sounds like so I sound like such a loser saying that, but okay, so they were my OTP and this fan fiction was amazing. It's an AU, so it's an alternate universe fan fiction, and so it's basically just like a story with like their names in it, so it's not like them really, you know, in real life. But okay, so in the story, Adam has something traumatic happen to him, and Chris is his angel, and Chris helps him get out of the funk that he's in. And their first Halloween together, Chris wears red angel wings, and Adam starts referring to him as his angel from then on. And I don't know, it was just kind of symbolism, like towards like the way Chris acts towards Adam in the fanfiction is the way that I want to be treated in a relationship in my life. That is what I strive for, and I kind of got it as a symbolism for I deserve to be treated well, I deserve to be treated with respect, I deserve to be treated the way he is treating him in this fanfiction. And I don't know, like, it's kind of embarrassing to like go back and say my very first tattoo was based off of a fan fiction that I was really into at the time, but I don't know, like the symbolism behind it makes sense to me. And like, God forbid if I ever get into a bad relationship and I can't get out, then I have that tattoo to look down at and remind myself that this is not what I want. And I always want to remind myself that I deserve kindness. I deserve someone who's going to be there, someone who's going to treat me well, and I hope that I never get sucked into something negative. So yeah, that is the symbolism behind my first tattoo. And I always said like, okay, this will be my only tattoo. No. like those things, okay, tattoos are addicting, and like the first tattoo artist I had told me, this is not going to be your first tattoo, I guarantee it. And I was like, no, this is not my bitch. My second tattoo was also on my feet. I actually, okay, so this is really corny. I have tattoos on my heels, and these are the, I got these at the same time. It's the Harry Potter one with the Harry Potter, and then I have the equality one, which is like for equality with race, gender, sex, sexuality, sexual orientation, everything. Everybody is equal. So that's why I got those two. So I have tattoos on my heels because, okay, so if you know the story behind Achilles in Greek mythology, he was pretty much completely impenetrable except for through his heels. And he only died if he was shot in the heel. So it's like stupid symbolism, but I am the only person that I think has thought of this, which I think is really cool. If you're shot through the heel, okay, so if you make fun of the things on my heels, it kills me inside. So I have 3 tattoos on my heels. I have one on each outer heel and then one on the inside of my right heel that I will get to later. But those 2 were the first tattoos that I got on my heels, were the Equality and the Harry Potter. Those are pretty much self-explanatory. I mean, Harry Potter is like my life since I was 7 years old. So like for 20 years of my life, oh my God, I'm so old. Okay, my 4th tattoo was the one on my ribs. Oh God, that one hurt. My Oh How the Mighty Fall in Love tattoo, which was my first Fall Out Boy tattoo actually, which was pretty cool. I mean, I had just gotten really into Fall Out Boy 3 weeks later. I first got into like super into Fall Out Boy February 25th, 2014, and 3 weeks later, exactly 3 weeks later, I decided I want a tattoo of lyrics because why not? I was trying to decide between You Are What You Love, Not Who Loves You, or Oh How the Mighty Fall in Love. I decided to go with Oh How the Mighty Fall in Love because that's how my personality is. I fall in love with things very deeply, and I'm not talking about people because I definitely don't fall in love with people easily. I fall in love with things easily, like movies, TV shows, books. I become so passionate about something and I completely obsess over it, and that's always how I've been ever since I was 3 years old when I got The Mask on VHS, and I watched it, no joke, every single solitary day over and over and over, and I became so enamored with it. Same thing with Spy Kids, same thing with Kangaroo Jack, same thing with everything that I've ever been super passionate about. That's just my personality, and I fall in love with things deeply and hard. And I fell in love with Fall Out Boy, and that was just so Oh How the Mighty Fall in Love. Like, I'm strong, I'm very strong, but I fall very easily. Not for people though, which is a little problem. Oh God, I'm losing track. I'm trying to remember which ones. Okay, so my 5th one is my heel tattoo, my 3rd heel tattoo. And it is the Fall Out Boy logo on my inner right heel, which of course we talked about the Achilles thing. So if you shoot it, I die. So you shoot down Fall Out Boy, it kills me inside. And alright, so my next Fall Out Boy tattoo. God, I have so many Fall Out Boy tattoos, it's not even funny. So my next tattoo was on my thigh, and it is the I can move mountains, I can work a miracle down my right thigh. God, I have so many Fall Out Boy tattoos. I think I like them. And so it was the day, okay, it was the day that the Fall Out Boy meet and greets for for Boys of Summer came out, and I was like, if I succeed at getting a Fall Out Boy meet and greet today, I am getting a tattoo, because American Beauty, American Psycho, the album, had just come out, and I was like, I am getting a tattoo of a lyric from American Beauty, American Psycho if I succeed in getting these meet and greets today. So I got a meet and greet. I actually got 2 that day, and then the Houston one went on sale later, but I got 2 Fall Out Boy meet and greets that day, and I was like, okay, I am going to shuffle, and whatever song comes on, I am getting a tattoo of a line from the song that comes up on shuffle. So I kind of gave it to my phone to do. So I was like, okay, cool. And I shuffled and Uma Thurman came on. So I was like, okay, what lyric from this song do I want? And it was the I can move mountains, I can work a miracle. And I was like, that's it. That's what I want on my leg. So I got it tattooed on my thigh. I had stayed up for 36 hours straight at that point, and I fell asleep during the tattoo, and it did not hurt at all because number one, I got some thick thighs, so it really didn't. I barely felt it, to be honest with you, and I was just so exhausted. I was just over it. I was so tired, and so I fell asleep getting that tattoo. Yeah. But mostly I got the tattoo, and the meaning behind it is because I fell roller skating when I was 18 years old, and I cracked, I don't know how to describe it because not even the doctors know how to describe it. I impinged a nerve in my hip and cracked it a little bit, actually in the back sacroiliac joint of my spine and my spine and my kind of like buttocks area. And like I cracked it, and I had impinged a nerve, and I could not walk up straight for about a year, and I was like hunched over. I was in extreme pain. I couldn't sit down for a very long period of time. I was about 270 pounds back then, so about like 115 pounds heavier than I am now, and I was just in so much pain, and of course I lost the weight and everything, but they told me, like the doctors told me, like, I don't know if you're gonna ever be able to walk properly or ever run again. I run 5Ks now almost every day. Just like kind of like a reminder that you can always push. You can always do something that they tell you that you're never gonna be able to do. So I can move mountains, I can work a miracle down my bad leg. Kind of fitting, right? So I don't know, it's perfect. My next tattoo is another Fall Out Boy tattoo. God, I'm a mess. So as some of you know, if you've watched my meeting Fall Out Boy videos, I went to Patrick at my last meet and greet. I held his hands and I told him, Patrick, I'm gonna make it one day, and he smiled so big at me and he said, of course. Like it was nothing, like it was something that was inevitable, and it just meant everything to me. So I got the words "of course" tattooed, and that's one of my favorite tattoos ever. It's really funny because I'm a server in a restaurant. I use this tattoo sometimes if my table has tattoos, because I don't want to freak them out. If my table has tattoos and they ask me like, oh, can I have some ketchup or whatever, I'm like, of course. It's so stupid, but I like to do that. I think it's funny, and they think it's funny, and they like it, so whatever. Okay, so my next tattoo was, oh god, which one? Oh, it was the Be Your Own Spotlight one, I think. Yeah, I think it was. Okay, so it was this one, and it was the Patrick's handwriting, Be Your Own Spotlight, because I met Patrick outside of a meet and greet about 5 to 6 months after I met him at Boys of Summer. And I did not think he would remember me, and he just grabbed me into this huge hug, gave me a huge hug, everything. And I was like, can you write out the words, Be Your Own Spotlight and Coast? And I had him write out both of those lyrics. And when I told him I'm getting them tattooed, he like yelled, he's like, I need a light, someone bring me a light. He was freaking out. He was like, I need to like do this perfect, and he like wrote it out so slowly and everything. It was so sweet. So I went and got that tattooed at the same time as I got my What a Catch Donnie tattoo, which is my, god, I have so many Fall Out Boy tattoos. So anyways, that's my What a Catch Donnie tattoo. Just a little anchor, you know, I love it. And yeah, so I got those at the same time. And then, okay, so my next tattoos, I am a tatted hoe. My next tattoos where I got really into Sucker Punch, and Sucker Punch actually like completely changed my life. I love that movie so much. I recommend it to anybody, especially like people who do not feel like they can accomplish something, because that movie completely and totally like changed my life and made me think so much more positively, and like I am strong and I am capable of anything. So that movie is amazing. But in the movie, Oscar Isaac's character tells the main character, he's like, did you lose your fight? And she says, no, I just found it. And every time I went running, I always saw that line in my head, and him saying, did you lose your fight? And I would say back to him out loud, because I'm crazy, but I'd be running, I'd be like, I just found it. I just found it. And like, I was like a little insane. If people saw me running, I bet they're like, why is that bitch running and saying I just found it over and over again? But it was just like, I don't know, it was just I didn't say it as crazy as that, but it's just like a motivation thing. So I got the words, I'll put a picture because you can barely see it, but it says, did you lose your fight? And I got that at the same time as I got the Shinedown birds from the Sound of Madness cover art album. I got that as one tattoo, but I consider it to be two different tattoos because it's two different fandoms. So, I mean, you can consider it one tattoo, but I consider it two different ones. And this, okay, so the song The Sound of Madness by Shinedown is the first ever song. I heard the song for the first time on like Pandora or Spotify or whatever in like 2011, 2012. And that is the song that jump-started my weight loss. That song is amazing, and Shinedown is one of my favorite bands, and their music is basically, well, that song specifically is just like about like nobody owes you anything. Like, stop whining, get up, do your shit, do what you have to do, stop complaining, you have nobody to blame but yourself. And that song just like changed my life. So that's why I have the Sound of Madness birds right there. at the same tattoo appointment, I also got my supernatural tattoo, which is my supernatural anti-possession symbol tattoo on my ribs, on my left side. Let me tell you something. My first rib tattoo with the "Oh How the Mighty Fall in Love" was excruciating, and that was just like text, and it only took about 45 minutes. This supernatural tattoo had so much shading and complete blacking out of parts. It was the most excruciating, I think like an hour and a half to 2 hours of my life. I was crying. I don't have pain with tattoos. I really don't. Like anywhere else on my body, I am completely fine with tattoos. I don't move, I don't cry, I don't even wince. This freaking rib tattoo was the most painful thing I have gone through in my life. And oh my God, it hurt. And oh my God, it was painful. And so it's just like, I love it because I earned it, okay? I earned this tattoo. And I've always wanted a supernatural anti-possession symbol tattoo because I don't know if you ever watched the show Supernatural, but if you have the tattoo on you, you cannot be possessed by a demon. And it's just like, it's protection. And so I always wanted it to be like like I will not allow my demons to get inside me, like my depression, anything like any super pessimistic thoughts, any thoughts of self-harm, anything like that. I got this tattoo and I mean, of course it's a placebo, but I feel like my life has completely changed since I got it, to be honest with you. And it's helped me so much. And obviously it's a placebo, like it's obviously something that like, it's not really helping me, but I feel like it is, you know? So I love this tattoo so much. And like the other, like the brothers in the show have it on their chest, but I don't want any tattoos on my chest. Like this, I don't want any tattoos on. I don't know. Maybe eventually, but definitely not anytime soon because I want to be an actress and I know I already have a lot of tattoos and I really don't want anything up here. Just not right now. I know how to cover tattoos with makeup, so we're good on that front, but I don't know. I like the look of cleanness up here. I mean, I always, like whenever I make sim characters, I always have my sims have tattoos up here. I just think it's really cool, but I don't know if it's for me. Maybe eventually. If I ever get tattoos up here, I'm definitely gonna put this video next to that and be like, bitch. So anyways, yeah. So, okay, what was my next tattoo after that? Oh, my next tattoo after that was my governor, my little governor. If you've ever seen the show The Walking Dead, the character of the governor is abhorrent. He is a piece of trash, and I know this, but I always was fascinated with his story and how he got to where he is. I've read the novels, the comic books, absolutely horrible, which I don't even consider the comic books to be the same thing as the TV show because it's totally not. The character in the TV show is so much different, and the TV governor is the one that I like, not comic book or novel governor, but the TV governor, I just really love David Morrissey and the way he portrays the governor, and I just have so much sympathy for him, probably because I grew up without a father, and the way he protects the little girl in the show, and the way he mourns his own daughter that passed, the way he wants to protect the people that he's trying to protect. Honestly, if you started The Walking Dead from the governor's perspective instead of Rick's, you would have just as much sympathy for the governor as I do. I've always loved villains, but honestly, the governor is my favorite, from the TV show, is my very favorite fictional character ever of all time. And in the TV show, the little girl, he's teaching how to play chess. And the little girl, she grabs the king from the Isle of Lewis chess set and she draws an eye patch on him because the governor lost his eye. And she draws an eye patch on him. She's like, look, it looks like you. And he just loves it so much. And so I got the chess piece tattooed on me that she draws the eye patch on. And it is just, it's my favorite symbolism from the show. And it's just basically, I don't know how to describe it. I really love that character, and I have a whole playlist of songs that fit him, and I don't know, it's just, I get super emotional when I listen to him sometimes, and I just, I don't know how to describe it without looking like a psycho who is like a serial killer sympathist, and I really don't want to be dragged for it. So just leave me alone with my governor, okay? And David Morrissey, the actor, has seen this tattoo and he loves it. And he like kept like petting it. Every time we talk, he would just hold my arm and just pet my little governor. He's so sweet. So the actor's amazing. My latest 2 tattoos are my Saw tattoos, because if you know me, you know that I am a huge fan of the horror genre. I am a horror writer. I love anything to do with horror. I'm obsessed. I've always been that way. Ever since I was 12 years old, when I first saw I have become completely enamored with it. That's what I want to do in life, is to create horror film and to act in horror film and write horror film and write horror novels. I'm actually working on my novel right now. I only have 3 chapters left to write before I can start the second draft and the edit and send it to betas, and I'm just super excited. So anyways, I have my Saw tattoo, my first Saw tattoo, which is on my right ankle. And here it is. And that is where the, I don't want to spoil the first Saw movie for you, but basically it's where the guy cuts his own foot off with the hacksaw, and it is right where he cuts, on his right ankle. And so I got that as because, okay, the Saw series, a lot of people say that it is torture porn, that it is just gore, and it's not. That's not all that is. I mean, that's a big part of it, but it's mostly about cherishing your life and just appreciating your blessings, and something that I've always strived to live for. And it is, this is a symbol for me overcoming my depression. And it's something really, really important to me, this Saw tattoo. And I actually showed it to pretty much all of the Saw cast. I showed it to Tobin Bell. I showed it to Cary Elwes, who is the actor who like cuts his own foot off, and he loved it. I showed it to Lee Whannell, who is like one of my favorite people in the entire world, and he loved it, and he tweeted me and said congratulations on overcoming depression. And I look at that tweet every day of my life, and it just makes me so happy. And so that tattoo, I don't know, it just means a lot to me. So I'm just a huge Saw geek. Okay, and my latest tattoo, which is honestly, to be honest, my favorite, and I am so happy about it, and I am just so psyched. My latest tattoo is this one, which is Cherish Your Life, in Lee Whannell's handwriting. And oh my god, so let me tell you a story. I love Lee Whannell so much. He is amazing. And I've always looked up to him ever since I was 12 years old. Like whenever Saw was over and I saw, cause I've been writing horror at that point at 12 years old, and I saw at the very end of Saw with the credits, it says written by Lee Whannell. And I was like, who is this Lee Whannell guy? This guy's amazing. And I just became so obsessed with him. And like, I didn't even know what he looked like. I was like, this guy's a deity in my eyes. I love him. And then I didn't find out until 3 years later that he is literally in the movie. He plays Adam in the movie, and I felt so stupid. But anyways, Lee Whannell is amazing, and I got really into, he also wrote Insidious, he also wrote Upgrade, he wrote so many other things. He also directed Upgrade. He's just an amazing, amazing guy. So I wrote him out this huge letter on Twitter. He follows me on Twitter, which I'm pretty sure was by accident, but I wrote out this huge letter for Lee, and I sent it to him on Twitter, and he replied, and he was like, thank you so much. This was so sweet of you, all this. And I asked him at the end of the letter, I said, could you write out the words cherish your life and DM it to me? Did not think he was actually going to do it, and he wrote out cherish your life in 2 different fonts. Let me show you. I actually had my tattoo artist print them out so that I could see which one I wanted, if I wanted to get the all caps or the regular, and I decided on the regular, and I got it tattooed, and it is my favorite thing. And I was completely shocked. Like, I did not think he was actually going to send me those DMs, send me the handwriting, anything. And like, he sent me the message, and I didn't get the DMs. I was like, it's fine, whatever. And I was like, it's fine, he doesn't want to do that. And then about 10 minutes later, it says, Lee Whannell sent you a photo. And I was like, what? And then I opened the DM and I saw it, and I freaked out, and I was so excited. And I went that day and got it tattooed. And Lee was really snarky when I sent him the the picture of me with the tattoo, and he was like, man, he's like, I need to work on my handwriting if people are gonna get it tattooed on their limbs. And he is honestly everything I want to be in life, and I love him so much. So he just makes me so happy. So anyways, those are my tattoos, you guys. What did you think? What are your tattoos? Are there any tattoos that you have planned that you want to get? What do you think of my tattoos? What do you think of my tattoo meanings? Yeah, so thank you so much for watching. Make sure you follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, all that good stuff right down there. Make sure you click a big like on this video and click subscribe. I would love to have you join my family. So anyways, thank you so much for watching, you guys. Toodles!